It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. You know, a while back, about a year ago, I started talking about how Konica ought to get with Xerox and let Xerox be the distributor of all their products. Konica, you be the OEM, let Xerox, that $7 billion dealer, deliver your products to market, supply those products and service those products. Folks, I just don't think it's going to happen. I mean, it's been like 15, 16 months I've been talking about this, and I just don't think it's going to happen. And we also know that, Xerox has to have an OEM partner. They just have to have one, right? Well, if it's not going to be Konica, and if it is going to be Konica, hurry up and do the deal. Who else could it be? And then I started looking deeper at another OEM. I profiled this OEM's financials a few weeks back, and the OEM is Ricoh. And when I started looking through that report that I used to analyze some of their financials, I read something on page 25 that makes me believe that maybe Ricoh is in a better position to be that OEM partner to Xerox. So without any further ado, let me just pull up the report. You can find the report on the Ricoh website. But the report is the 20th Midterm Management Plan and Medium to Long-Term Outlook that Ricoh put together. And on page 25 of this report, there's some interesting language that I want to talk to you about. The first thing they're talking about is that, they have this OEM business with peripherals, things that attach to the A3 equipment. They believe that business could be worth 100 billion yen by the year 2025. Translated, that's $1 billion. It's about $1 billion US. And so they have some aspirations to kind of really get into that market. If they own the whole thing, it'd be $1 billion business. $1 billion business for a $14 billion company, I guess that's a little bit of money, but it's not going to make or change Ricoh, right? That's just something that they aspire to be able to do. But folks, I got to ask everybody a question. Do we really believe that business print is going to require all these peripherals? Do we? Do we really believe that in business print we're going to have people stapling a bunch of documents, whether they use a metal staple or whether they use no staple at all, but they bind the documents together? Come on, folks. We're talking about business print that's been declining for over a decade, and now it's going to decline even more rapidly. And the business print applications themselves are going to change drastically. And it's not going to be about stapling a bunch of sets of papers together with pictures of colored pie charts so people can pass them around the conference room and talk about it. They're just not going to do those applications, folks. They're going to keep the information behind glass. We all know that. So I wish Ricoh the best in that space. And like I said, if their products are good enough and they can control all of it, they got $1 billion business doing that in the year 2025. But Ricoh also suggested that they want to get a lot of money out of services, actually more money out of services than the print business. More of their profits will come from services than the print business. Remember when they were talking about that and then they had to run around the world and tell everybody they didn't need to say that they really think print will be around forever? They should have stuck with the original conversation. But ladies and gentlemen, what they also say in here, and I want to scroll down this a little bit. I'm just going to read it to you. It says, while developing new edge devices, we will collaborate more with other companies. Shrinking markets and the need to invest efficiently in development mean that the time has come to explore all possibilities. I need to get my magic board from Sharp working here because I might have to circle some things. What Ricoh's saying is we need to explore all possibilities, okay? Explore all possibilities, including collaboration. Hey, we make all these peripherals. You other OEMs, you want to buy them from us? Instead of becoming insular with proprietary technologies, we will offer OEM products, even A3 color MFPs, where we have a competitive advantage. Folks, they're talking about offering their A3 MFPs to other people. How are they going to do this? Who are they going to collaborate with? They realize that there has to be consolidation. They realize they have to explore all possibilities. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let's just take this screen down and let me just show you this screen. I used to think that Xerox could benefit greatly if Konica became their OEM. Has my vision changed to think that Ricoh would be a better fit for Xerox? Is Ricoh in a better mindset to explore all possibilities? To call up the $7 billion dealer, the largest in the world, and say, hey, will you sell our products? Folks, one of these OEMs should have already done something with Xerox. And the fact is that nobody's made any announcements. And the fact is, what in the hell are we all waiting for? I've talked a lot about HP and how they're controlling the conversations and how they're telling the world how great they are. Where are the other OEMs? What are they willing to do for their own continuous relevance? And what are they willing to do to shake up this marketplace? Xerox. You got two great choices. Konica Minolta makes fantastic products. They have some industrial print capabilities that would complement what you do in that space tremendously. Ricoh. Ricoh has a pretty good market penetration out there. There's a whole lot of Ricoh MFPs in the marketplace. Ricoh and Xerox coming together could be very, very interesting. Folks, the bottom line is Xerox has to partner with an OEM. I'm not saying that Xerox is going to buy Ricoh. I'm not even suggesting that Ricoh is going to buy Xerox. But a deal similar to what Xerox had with Fuji is really making a whole lot of sense to me. It's just a matter of who the OEM is going to be to do the deal with Xerox. But one thing's for sure, they don't have much time to screw around with this much longer. The market is still declining. It's going to decline rapidly. Business print's going to change drastically. I mean, in all reality, my friends, if Xerox waits much longer to figure out who they're going to partner with on the OEM side for A3, they could just skip it all together and just partner with someone that makes A4 because 85% of the A3s will all be A4s anyway. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if our friends at Xerox just said, you know what, we're never going to partner with any A3 manufacturers. We're just going to maintain and service what we got in the marketplace, but we're going to get rid of 85 or 90% of them. We're going to replace them with A4s. I'm sure Xerox isn't ready to make that announcement. Most of the OEMs aren't ready to make that announcement. But the end users are, and the end users will continue to talk about that. But ladies and gentlemen, to be realistic, Xerox has to have an OEM. And quite honestly, who's it going to be? Ricoh or Konica? It'll be interesting to see what happens, but we know for sure, my friends, and we all know this because I say it every day, status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.